welcome to today's episode of TSARP. I'm your host, Andrew Weir, and today is our 50th episode. Yay! Yay! So, to celebrate, we have Mr. Ferrara from Hauppauge Middle School.
Hello.
That's Mr. Ferrara. That's Mr. Ferrara. We also have Sam, Stephen, Joseph, and, well, me.
Yay!
So, how long have you been teaching at Hauppauge Middle School?
Well, I've been teaching here since 2015, and I just want to get in front of any of the rumors that I have not been fired.
Yeah.
Yet.
Hopefully never. Yeah.
Hopefully never, for the record.
So, you've done a lot of things to improve the coding program here. One of those is the In Brackets competition. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, In Brackets is just, it's our version of a game jam. It kind of came to me to have an idea to create something for Hauppauge, to do something hackathon related, almost in the off season that could be ongoing. Just like similar to Kid Oyo's Dark Mode, with a little bit of a twist. We put the submissions into a tournament bracket and have them voted on round by round. It's a little bit of a popularity contest in some ways, but it's good. It's a good way for everybody to be creative in the hackathon off season throughout the year, and it's just another way to spur creativity in different ways and promote competition and collaboration.
Yeah, I think I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely seen that it's been helping other students get into the hackathons and really improve their skills. I've seen, I think for the snow day, we have 16 people participating. It's like double what we've had in the past.
Definitely. It's the record-breaking submission so far. And you know, what I love is the teamwork that's being promoted all around us within Brackets. You know, the way everyone's working together, whether it's you know, bouncing ideas off each other or just, you know, passing their lunch garbage from one person to the other and throwing it in the garbage while you're recording a podcast.
Yeah, that definitely shows their teamwork. We've actually,
and for the record, also, you know, I'm giving up my lunch for this because I heard it was frowned upon to eat on a podcast, is what I've heard. So it's good to see you guys all enjoying a good lunch.
So yeah, we've actually had a duo, you know, win the competition. 2 people worked together and made a game.
Sometimes collaborations are 50-50, sometimes they're 90-10, but you know, as long as it's submitted, you know, in good faith, we honor the team aspect of it. So yeah, that was I believe that was the June In Brackets.
Yes.
Of last year,
It was the last one.
Which was, what was that? School is Cool? No, Summer days. So yeah, that's the deal with In Brackets, is every time it has a theme that the champion of each In Brackets gets to pick. So that's kind of one of the cool rewards. Not only do you get a one-of-a-kind badge and a 3D badge, 3D printed badge, you also get to pick the theme of the next In Brackets. So I thought that was fun. A little bit of incentive.
Yeah, I think the rewards are pretty, you know, good.
Fair.
Fair. You know.
Money would be nice, but
money would be nice, but I don't know.
But we try to we can only do what we can.
Yeah. So I have a question for all of you people.
I know.
So, how does it feel to be on 50 episodes? Well, you've been on what, like 45, probably like 40.
Probably about that. Yeah.
I've been on like
20
something.
And Joseph been on like 1.
Joseph was on 1.
I was only on 1.
Yeah. No, well, I think 50 is a great landmark. So this is our celebration, getting Mr. Ferrara on. You know, maybe for 100 we can have Dev, the creator of Kid Oyo, on.
And maybe a few mentors sprinkled in.
Yeah, it's sprinkled throughout. I mean, yeah, 75. Cool. We just work our way up with every milestone. Yeah,
we can work on that.
Yeah,
so.
And then,
you know, I don't think this is that big of a prize that I get to be on it, but I appreciate being invited, and I'll say it is very impressive that you guys have lasted this long.
Yeah,
I thought
that shows teamwork.
Shows teamwork.
Yeah,
it shows that you guys are into it and are sticking with it, and also you didn't get canceled yet.
Yeah, well, there's some episodes you just want to skip. Just go right past.
The network hasn't canceled it yet, so hopefully that keeps going. But it is very cool, and it's a great way to just keep promoting coding and being creative, and that's what we're all about here. So I'm a big fan of it, and I know there's some other fans out there. So keep it up.
Yeah.
Especially in other school districts.
Yeah, the reach is crazier than I thought. Like we're in other school districts. Like I thought it was like a few people here, you know,
Yeah,
like
same.
people
But
listen.
you guys, I mean, you started this for yourselves, pretty much,
Yeah.
For fun.
just because you wanted to record
Do
your
it.
conversations that you have every day.
Yes,
Pretty much,
because
yeah.
I feel like people would have an
Yeah.
interest in.
Do you ever go back and listen to your own episodes?
Oh
Yeah.
God, no.
Oh, I do.
We do
No.
have a few clips. for
Oh,
this.
it's the few
Yeah,
were
no,
like
no.
terrible to listen to. I wouldn't do it if I were you. Sadly, I do have to listen to myself when I make sure that it actually worked, and that's the worst part of it all.
That is hard being a creator. I've heard to do that. So
Yeah.
breaking news.
Breaking-
Yeah.
So what's the breaking news? Breaking news. 16 entries into in brackets.
Oh yeah, I think that's a world record.
I don't think this is all.
It's a world record. Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
world
think
record.
it's a Hauppauge record.
Oh,
So
I mean,
we've
it could be. It's a world record because
you
It's the
created
first
it.
in
Like,
brackets.
this is
it's the only
Yeah.
in brackets.
How did you think of the name of In Brackets?
I don't know. Sometimes I just like to come up with creative names, and I wanted it to be some sort of coding pun. And I know that the brackets are what you put tournaments into, and also brackets are something that show up in code. So I thought, hey, this is great. We're going to put our challenges in brackets. So there you go.
Yeah, here's an embarrassing fact. I didn't realize the pun of it until like the third one. I was like,
But which part? I mean, it is multi-level. So.
yeah, I just thought, tournament brackets. That's
Okay.
it. I didn't realize.
But you didn't realize it was like
No.
actually in brackets.
And then when it hit me, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
And
Yeah.
all the brackets that are in the bulletin board that are
Yeah.
on there, everything
Yeah.
is written in brackets.
I didn't
Mhm.
know.
I had no idea. So we've done the In Brackets, and then we had the Code Clash in November.
Yes.
That was
That was a great event.
yeah, that was very interesting. I was
Go
happy
bananas! Go bananas!
I was happy we were all able to participate, and it was a lot of fun. It was definitely, we did something like it last year, but on a much lower level.
Yeah.
And this was like this was great to train the 6th graders and other 7th and 8th
And it
graders
felt
for
like
the
a real
hackathon. It
Felt like
felt
an
like a
event.
real hackathon, like
That's
a real
what,
event.
that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make it an event for you guys. We wanted an event for the 6th graders for them to be excited about. The goal is for it to be annual for every year, in some time in the fall, probably right around November, to make sure that we have this sort of event to get those of you that are really into coding excited about something to do, like I said, in the off season in November, but also a way to invite new coders into it and see how fun it is for all of you. And, it's fun for us to throw a big party, more or less, of a
Yeah.
hackathon and
Yeah.
make a big deal about it. So, I mean, it was impressive.
I love
'cause
making a big deal about things.
you did. So do I. The idea also stemmed from your map ideas when you guys all came to me with the idea of having a Hauppauge based map. So
Yeah.
it kind of, again, it was
Yep.
collaborated.
And we got the first 2-layer map. That was
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
the two-level map.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
That
mean that was it. It was just, it comes from meetings just like these, talks like these, where we're talking about things and ideas get thrown around, and then it's just about making ideas reality. So
And we guess we're trying to be as excited as possible while making fun of people.
we're
Yeah,
making fun.
and we
But
say
like
we're laughing
to
with-
have fun with people.
Laughing with.
we say coders a lot, but for the brackets and the Code Clash, you don't have to be into coding. I mean, it's a lot about art. Like in all the games we release, there has to be art.
Yep.
I spent at least an hour yesterday. Not yesterday, a few days ago.
No,
actually.
Yeah.
Doing your in brackets
No, I
art.
spent.
Yeah, the art, that's the setter.
If there was no art,
I
then it'd
spent-
just be Oyo Bot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's up, Joe?
I spent half the time doing art and only half the time coding on each game.
I challenge whoever's listening to make a game with only the Oyo bot. Okay, you can use them as many times as you want, but the
Oh.
platform has to be made out of the Oyo bot.
That could be.
characters
That
have
could
to be
be. I mean, whoever wins in brackets can just present that as the next
Yeah, Oyo bot.
all Oyo all the
The bot.
time. All Oyo bot all the time.
Yeah.
Oops, all Oyo bot. So yeah, the Code Clash was an event. And so we're trying to come up with these other events. Obviously, the main event is the Long Island Hackathon that Kid Oyo runs, where we compete against other schools. But competitive coding is fun, and having, for a lot of you, without the pressure of creating a game for a reason, you guys don't always just decide to make games on your own, or you're like me where you get an idea and you get inspired for 5 minutes and you start something and then it sits
Yeah,
there.
that's exactly what happened.
Like my Hatch,
Yeah.
my Hatch library full of incomplete
Yeah.
games.
Yeah,
You're-
you should
you're
see
my
my
idol.
trash.
I'm your
folder.
idol for
Yeah.
incomplete
Yeah, for
games.
never
Yes.
complete.
Yeah.
You should see
I,
my
I
trash
now
folder.
see it.
Yeah,
You look,
if we scroll through my 739 projects,
oh my gosh.
I would assume that
You can see my
probably
trash folder.
probably
It's
50% of
amazing.
those are demos, and then another 25% are ideas that coming soon,
Yeah.
like hat trick hockey.
Yeah.
10
long-
years ago.
how
I
long
mean,
is-
if you completed all of these, it would
Sprite
be
Fighter
really
2.
cool. But,
Hatch trick hockey.
How long is soon
Hat
for
trick
you?
hockey. What's that?
How long is soon for you?
How long is soon for me?
For
5
Joseph,
years,
it's about
5 years.
10,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
Coming soon, never.
Coming never is
Yeah.
probably is more appropriate. But I get into ideas everyone. The most frustrating thing for me as a teacher, I would say, is there are times where I just want to sit and create. But obviously I have to help 30 students at a time
Yeah.
with their creations,
Tiny
which
little
is fun and
monsters.
rewarding in its own right. But sometimes you just want to sit and code, and I don't get to do it too much at home. So I try to do it on my breaks here, or if there's a downtime in a class, or during the coding club, or when you guys give me some time to do something. But
It's the life of a teacher.
life of a teacher.
In a nutshell.
But it is fun. To see all you guys and what you do, to be a part of it, to see it is fun for me. So.
Yeah, I really think that the students here, are really into it. It's not like they do it because of the class and they do it because they have to. I mean, for the in brackets, they feel an obligation, but for everything else, they're doing it because they like to do it. you
Yeah,
know?
I find that. I mean, even with the in brackets, I don't feel like there's an obligation because there's, how many returning coding club students do we have, in the school right now? And I mean, to say that 16 is a highlight of a submission number, that just shows you that not everyone submits to every single thing, which is fine. You pick your topics, or you pick the right time to submit a challenge, and that's what you go with. But I do think you're right. There's a community here that is special. It's fun, and it's good to see that you guys all have each other to bounce around ideas and do this with, because like you said before we even got on, how before middle school coding, when you guys were coding on your own, it wasn't quite as fun to just kind of make games for yourself and then have them just sit there. So just the community of it is another cool thing.
I would make programs and I would be like, this is really cool, but I have no one to show it with.
Yeah, what
Or-
happened to
Or you could show your parents or friends and they would be like, oh, cool. But they don't realize,
Yeah,
the
they're
difficulty and the work that went into doing it.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
Cool.
Good
Oh, cool.
for you.
Yeah,
let's go get
that's
some ice cream now.
Yeah, that's what happens all the time. It's great having the community here and the teachers because they understand the effort and what went into making these things.
Do you guys like the competitive parts of it?
Oh,
or-
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you prefer, I mean, it does seem that whenever there's an event coming, that drums up more interest than just say, it's a Wednesday, let's come up with some games. Or even if I just throw an idea out there to you guys without formalizing it with a bracket or a code conquest type
Clone
of
Wars.
idea, Clone War, the ever coming Clone Wars, the imminent Clone Wars. Without that sort of thing, it doesn't seem like you guys are as into it, but I don't know. You tell me. If we keep doing these things, and it means that you keep being creative and coming up with new ideas and new ways to code, then obviously that makes it worth it.
Yeah, and a big thanks to Kidoyo because I don't think we could really run these things like the in brackets and all that stuff or any hackathon without them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I haven't been coding all my life. I think of myself as a beginner still because I've only been doing this for a few years, and it's because Kidoyo was introduced to our school district, and that really, I never had used Scratch on my own, so I started with Hatch. I think it was 2017, and that was the first time I formally coded with Kidoyo. I mean, I messed around with some stuff. I taught robotics before this, which was similar but different. There was a coding aspect to it, but this is ever since Kidoyo came along, that's when coding became a class here. That's when we started the hackathons, and then that's when student interest spiked, entirely from maybe one or two kids coding on their own to now we have what was it, 40 kids in the code class alone. So
Yeah, it's definitely grown even from last year, you know, like I feel like the 6th graders are really into it. It didn't take a lot to get them, like they wanted to be a part of it.
It's the exposure too. The more it gets shown to them in elementary school, you know, it doesn't light the fire for everyone, but you know, for one or two of you guys, you say, oh, sprite editor, that's fun. And then you see that Hatch is just sitting there and say, oh, let me try this out. So, you know, in elementary school, that helps. And, you know,
I have one of these memories from, I think it was 5th grade. Like I was still virtual. So they had these mini controllable bars that they control with code.
Yeah, I
Like
remember
that
those.
like the Ozobot type
The
of thing?
Ozobots.
Yeah, and just dragging the blocks. That was just like so cool.
Yeah, to see how it works. And
Well, you can see, I mean, just learning Hatch and stuff like that, it translates to other places, and that's another
Definitely.
cool thing. So it's just the idea, it's the logic behind it. So
I always love exploring in Hatch when I was like in 4th grade. I was like, oh, whoa, this block. Whoa, this
you don't
block.
like exploring in Hatch anymore?
No, I
yeah. I think
Caught
like,
it 4K.
and I mean, the languages carry, right? So if you learn like if statements, like my blocks, functions, all in Hatch, you can take that over to Python or C# and Java, any of those languages. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you ask Dev does promote Hatch in a really positive way because some people look at it. He has a phrase, I'm going to butcher it, but it's something to the effect of like, it's not a baby language. It just exposes, you know, baby logic. It's a powerful tool. So
really
that's why we're big fans of Hatch. Obviously, fans of the other languages, Python and HTML, obviously. But yeah, it's fun, and we're glad it's here, and I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
yeah, well, thank you for being on today. Thank you, all of you who listen. There's obviously a lot more than I originally thought.
I'm Mineola.
And I'll see you at Hi, Mineola. We'll see you in another 50 episodes.
So thanks. Hopefully, you guys invite me back before then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.